Hello, Cubs, and welcome to day 3 of our shared reading of The Bat by Elise Gravel. And today we've read the whole book once time through. We're going to read the first half again, so we have a little bit more fluency. We shouldn't have to stop and sound out now. We should know or remember what most of the words are. We're going to read a little more smoothly, go with the flow a little bit better. We're going to have our teaching voice ready and our bat voice ready. But we are going to stop throughout because we are going to, just like we did with our last 2 books, we're going to create headings for this book so that we can kind of show that we can group the information together. So I got a lot. In fact, I wrote them all down. Suggestions from you about different headings that could be in the book. So I will reference this list. That means look at this list when we do the book so that we can see if anybody suggested that. All right? So let's go ahead and start at the beginning. All right, here we go. Here's this big word. Are you ready? Here, let's go. Dear friends, I'd like to present the Chiroptera. That's his scientific name. My friends call me Bat. So I think that before I turn the page, this is definitely an introduction, right? Because it literally is introducing us to the bat. So we don't need a heading for that because it's the introduction. So let's turn the page. The bat is the only mammal that can fly, even though some other mammals can glide. Whee! Not fair. So I want to pause here. If I'm thinking about what these 2 pages are about, I might say, well, this is about like what a bat is, or you could say this is about what bats do. So I'm not really sure yet. So I'm going to turn the page. We're going to read the next page, and then we're going to decide, is this more about what bats do, or is this more, in fact, I'll write that down. So I think this is either about what is a bat, what is a bat, or it's about, you know what, maybe all of my headings our headings in this book should be questions. Maybe we could say, what can bats do? So it's one of those 2, but we don't know which one is the best one until we read our next section. So, I put it on backwards. Bummer. Okay. I'll do it like this for now. Cairo comes from an ancient Greek word that means hand, and Tura. Sorry. Let's restart because Miss Candleberry's fluency was not great right there. Cairo comes from an ancient Greek word that means hand, and Tura comes from a word that means wing. The word Chiroptera tells us that the bat's hands are used as wings. These are his fingers. Not bad, huh? Not bad, huh? You try flying with your fingers. Thumb. Well, this seems to be about, as you guys said, this is kind of about his body, but it also is still like about what is a bat. So we're going to turn the page. If that's about his body, then we probably need to put body, right? Let's see. There are more than 12,000 species of bats. First of all, I'm going to pause. So I think this is still telling me about what a bat is. So, I mean, it could say about what bats do, but I think this is more about what is a bat. So I'm going to mark this out and keep what is a bat. Because even though this is also about his body, it's telling me about what a bat is, right? Like it's telling me about the Chiroptera word, and that's really just about naming the bat. All right? But a lot of us said body, so we'll see if it comes up later. If it doesn't come up later, then we'll think about maybe making body its own heading right there. All right, here we go. There are more than 1,200 species of bats. The smallest measures about 1.2 inches or 3 centimeters. The largest can measure up to 5.5 feet or 1.7 meters from wingtip to wingtip. Good things come in small packages. So, I want us to pause. This is that same, I think this is that same section we've had in a lot of the books where we talk about what kind, like the kinds of bats or the types of bats. So this section could be maybe called What Kinds of Bats Are There? Because this is really telling me about like the types of bats, like how many there are, that kind of thing. Actually, better. All right, here we go. A bat is found pretty much everywhere in the world except in places that are very cold. I'm not really a fan of winter sports. Brr, brr. So maybe this is probably, don't you think, about their habitat, because it's telling that we can't find them in cold areas. So maybe this is about their habitat. A lot of you suggested habitat. Ion, Lou, Sarvanch, Diley, Caden, you guys all said habitat. So I'm going to say maybe habitat. All right. Oh, so did Nishvita. So lots of us said habitat. All right, here we go. Most bats feed on insects. Others prefer to eat fruit. Relax, I'm a vegetarian. Whew. Some even feed on small animals, and some bats can even fish. So this is definitely about what bats eat. Oh, I forgot to put this in a form of a question. So instead of habitat, I'm going to say, where do bats live? It's really weird, don't bats live? But where do bats live? And this one is right. This is definitely about diet. So Nishvita said this was about diet. Ion said diet. Sarvanch said diet. Diley said diet. Caden said diet. So all of you guys said diet. So instead of writing diet, because we're making these headings, questions, I'm going to say, what do bats eat? We also could have said, what is the bat's diet? All right, and this is where we're going to stop today, because this is halfway through, right? The bat lives in large groups and finds shelter in places like caves, trees, and the roofs of houses. He prefers to go out at night and rest during the day. He sleeps hanging upside down. Rats, I dropped my stuffy. So this is about how it lives too. This is about where it lives too. So maybe I should move where do bats live here, but then what is this about? This says what kinds of bats are there? Maybe this is just a cool fact about bats that's in the middle of our book, that they're not found in places that are cold, that I don't like cold things. And then right here is talking about, where do bats live? It also kind of seems to talk about how do bats live, but we're going to say where do bats live, because you guys, a lot of you, as we said, a lot of you guys said habitat. Now, we talked about habitat, diet, and they're back to their body. So that's about how many kinds. Well, we're going to pause. We could say this part right here is about their body, but then it wouldn't fit with, I don't know, is the only mammal that can fly. Well, that kind of talks about their body, but it talks more about what their body is and does. So we'll put that as an alternate heading. Like we could have one or the other. We could say, what is a bat? Or we could say, what is important about a bat's body? Maybe. It's hard to put bat body in. So you could probably do one of those two headings. So we've done a good job. We're going to, later, tomorrow, we'll find out if the next page continues. But so that you could give me some ideas. maybe for the next part of our book, I'm going to quickly turn through the pages, and you can leave ideas for headings for the next part of our book if you have any new ideas in the comment section for this video, okay? Some of you have already you did the whole book. You thought about the whole book when you were giving your ideas for your headings. So if you have any ideas for headings that you haven't given for this part of the book, let me know, okay? All right, and tomorrow we will continue making headings and reading the bat. Good job.